Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be talking about Will Levis. Is he the next Baker Mayfield, or is he just a bust? This on another episode of... So before we get started, let's talk about Will Levis. Will Levis was from Newton, Massachusetts, and he played football at the University of Kentucky. He was drafted by the Tennessee Titans at the 33rd overall pick in the second round, and it's been 2 years since he's been in the NFL. So for Will Levis' time in the NFL, he's only started 21 games, which that's a pretty small amount for a player to play in his first 2 years. And in those 21 games, he's only won 5 of them. But it's a little more complicated than that, and let's get into it. So in 2023, when Will Levis was drafted, he was initially sitting behind a veteran quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. And Ryan Tannehill wasn't having the best year, and eventually Will Levis was put in to replace him. And Will Levis, for it being his rookie year on a team that was not nearly as good as it had been in the past, did okay. He went 3 for 6, had above 50% completion percentage, and he threw for over 1,800 yards. One thing to note about the 2023 Tennessee Titans was that Will Levis's help that year was Derrick Henry as the running back, which that's a great help. Having a great running back like Derrick Henry is a very important thing for a young quarterback. But when you look at the receiving core, his best receiver was an older DeAndre Hopkins. So he wasn't exactly throwing to some of the greatest receivers out there. If only Tennessee had kept A.J. Brown, I wonder where he went. And he was behind what was easily one of, if not the worst O-line of 2023. And in 9 games, he was sacked 28 times, which that's too much. That's too much for any team to give up over such a short amount of games. That being said, I'm surprised he was able to win 3 of those games. And surely the Tennessee Titans would improve his situation in 2024. Well, in 2024, the Tennessee Titans decided, let's trot out basically the same kind of quality O-line. They brought in an older Calvin Ridley to pair with the old DeAndre Hopkins, who then they proceeded to trade to the Kansas City Chiefs halfway through the season. So that helps. And they replaced Derrick Henry with Tony Pollard. Wow, that's an improvement. And so, in Will Levis's it should have been his first full year of starting for the Titans, he played in 12 games, and he only won 2 of them, though I'm not sure I can say any of that was his fault. There were moments where he played extremely bad, yes, but if you look at him statistically, his completion percentage improved. Not by much, but again, he's working with a bunch of scrubs and old people. So it's not exactly he's throwing to some of the premier passers in the league. Not only that, but his touchdowns improved too. Now his interceptions also went up, and that was an issue. But honestly, he only played 3 more games in 2023, and that was a mix of injuries and performance issues. But with only 3 more games, you can almost say that O-line got worse, because instead of taking 28 sacks over 9 games in 2024, he took 41 sacks over 12 games, which that's a massive increase. So when we're thinking about Will Levis in this situation with the Tennessee Titans, you got to understand how bad the Titans have been since he's been there. And I don't necessarily think it's been very fair to him. I don't think he's been even given as much of a chance as like Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold had on the Jets, because at least their roster construction was somewhat competent. Oh boy, did I just give the Jets a compliment? Oh, that doesn't feel good. So with Will Levis, he did have talent. He got drafted, obviously. The Tennessee Titans saw something that made them think he could be their future. Except their team was that bad that it became impossible. And so it's likely they're going to draft Cam Ward in the 2025 NFL draft. So, where does Will Levis go? Well, honestly, what'll probably happen to Will Levis is he becomes a backup. And that's unfortunate because I do like watching Will Levis play. I think he's a very fun quarterback to watch out there. And if he got sent to a team that actually was good at developing quarterbacks and giving them actual passing weapons and protecting them properly, maybe he would be a good quarterback in the NFL moving forward. But right now, he's stuck on the Titans. I think if he found his way to a more quarterback-friendly team like the Rams or the Vikings or some other team that's known to plug in quarterbacks into their systems and develop them properly, or like the 49ers, for instance, I think if he found his way to one of those teams, we could truly see how good Will Levis is. With that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll see you next time.